Good afternoon, everyone. And so let's first take a look at this problem we see here in a retail store. From here, you can see that all the customers are located all on one side of the store. And on the left side, there's no one there. That's a major issue that most retail stores have, that all the customers gather in a specific area. So our solution is to provide data to the managers to set up their products around their stores in such a way that you could identify hotspots and their customers' behavior and how they move about through the stores. So we are ViewPoint, and we are providing a software that would track the face tracking software to their retail store's security camera. This will allow us to monitor their behavior, their time they spend on each section, and how they interact with the products. And this, by incorporating with existing store cameras, we don't have to set up any new products in the stores. We identify the customer's behavior and also key hotspots in the store, so managers could arrange their products around their stores to increase traffic flow and allow customers to go through each section of the store and optimize their retail space. So another thing is we didn't have no invasion of privacy. So we don't use current tracking technology. They use your cell phone to identify and track people that travel throughout the stores. We don't do that. Using the camera system, we monitor how people interact and walk about through the stores. So we don't need your cell phone, and we don't collect any personal data. All the video footage that we use to analyze is processed and go through our software and is deleted right after. So nothing is stored.
So what is our market? We will sell our product to the retail store manager. There is actually in the United States 3.7 million retail stores throughout the country. And these stores made everywhere each year $4.7 trillion of sales. And with our product, we will be able to improve their sales and so to improve the money they make with their sales by millions of dollars each year.
So how are we going to implement this? First, we have the security cameras that's already installed in every single store. They already have their way to upload the videos from the camera store, or from the security cameras to a local computer. We install a software, an image processing software, on their local computer. And then we have some preliminary data, going to our database in the cloud. Our database in the cloud stores the data and send the data to our analytics and visualization web application. That web application is able to generate customer insights, data visualization to our retailers. So these are the kind of insights we can get from our software. We can track where do a customer typically go in a retail store? Or what's the conversion rate? How many people get into the store, look at the products, how long do they look, and what do they eventually buy? So we did a little bit survey. 3 of us went to different retail stores, around Berkeley. We went to CVS, Staples, Urban Outfitters, American Apparel, and GameStop and Walgreens. So we go there, we ask it for their store managers. So we said, oh, so how do you feel about the our startups, our products? And yeah, we just be a little bit friendly. We tried. So we got 100% positive response. They have a lot of interest in our products. They think that's a possibility to improve our sales. And 5 out of 6 of those stores, they already have security camera installed in their store. And also those security camera covers 100% every corner of the entire store. So that's a preliminary situation for our product. And also the Urban Outfitters, they're willing to be the pilot store. They think it's a huge I think it's a very interesting product. They would love to be the first one to try if we really have the product out.
So you got a customer while
yeah, while we're there, basically. And most important thing, how are we going to make money? So basically, we're a SaaS company. We will install all our software and everything for free. Then we charge you, say, $99 monthly subscription fee. So basically, there's 400,000 retail stores in California. For example, if 1% of them adopt our software and we charge them $100 per month, we will be able to make $5.7 million per year. That's only in California, and we have the potential to expand it globally.
All right, so next step would be, of course, how do we make the MVP? Well, there's already tracking technology out there, so we could easily just pay for a small trial just to see if we can actually increase the sales for the company. We can implement it on the store's already servers that they have, their computer with the video software, and then we can develop the data analytics and visualization software ourselves internally within the next few months, and then make an experiment in a pilot store just to prove our hypothesis and show that this is a plausible service that we can give.
Awesome, and this is our ViewPoint team. As you can see, we have a variety of different backgrounds. So I'm Kaylee, I'm a business major, and then we have Joro over there, who's a chemical engineer. Lisa studies computer science. Sam studies both computer science and mathematics. And then we have Valentin, who studies business and chemistry. So we think with our diverse background, we all bring something very different to the table, but together we're a very compatible team. And thank you, and now we're open to any questions you may have.
All right. A couple things. I'll just tell you, and you can respond to all of them, I guess, at the same time. One, I was wondering whether you validated only the interest, or did you also validate the price when you were talking to the potential customers? And a comment for you, there's actually another customer for this, which is there's the store themselves who wants to know where people are walking around. There's also something called brand managers at companies, right? And these are the people who want to know if people spend a lot of time standing next to the Kellogg cereal or versus they are spending more time spending next to other brands, from different companies. So I have a feeling that you can actually sell this to the stores, and you could probably get a version of this data to sell to the companies who supply the products to those stores. So it's just a comment for you. All right. Anyway, good job. But I was wondering on the price. Did you make that up? Do you have any data that they would buy into that price?
So there's existing technologies, like they use Wi-Fi and they use personal identification kind of technologies. They charge like a slightly higher price. That's like where our price come from. But because we are an enterprise company, basically, so we actually look at how much that company could afford. So it could be different, depending on the store size and how much they afford to pay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So just kind of piggybacking on what Iglak said, Walmart charges enormous amounts of money to place whatever your product, if you're Coca-Cola, at certain parts of the store because it drives more purchasing, and a lot of that data is based on just previous sales at that place. It's not based on the amount of eyeballs or traffic. So you guys could be giving even a higher fidelity of data, saying that it's not just the amount of sales here, but it's actually the number of people who walk by. So I'm really excited about that. There's a company I've met in the Netherlands. It's interesting that you guys are talking about this heat map. They've made lots of money doing this. They heat map pork factories. So where pigs in these huge, warehousing areas where they have pigs, and what they've found, they actually use heat. They see the heat distribution. They found that when pigs collect in a certain pattern, it means that some of them are sick. So it's just they've inductively reasoned that behavior, that clustering, means that they get sick. So there might be all this other secondary data that can emerge out of watching the herd mentality, not that people are pigs at a grocery store, but in that there might be enormous amounts of data of information that can be derived from the data. So the $99 a month is great, but the intelligence that you might be able to pull out of it, extract out of it, could be a factor of 10 times more valuable. So I think that's something that you guys should explore with some people who are in really the data sciences, who can give you guys a sense of what actually is of much more value there.
Yeah. We were also thinking, actually, just to piggyback on the piggyback, that if we further this technology, we could actually use it for advertised billboards as well, where we put a camera, see how many people view the billboards, kind of like the Kellogg's idea, and then drive either the price up or down, which is more beneficial for the customer of the billboard. So,
by the way, how important was the facial recognition part of what you're doing? Does it matter that you recognize the face, or is it really just you want to know where the people are?
it's more where the people are, or actually the orientation. We don't need to know like skin color or anything like that, just where their head is looking at. And it could be a rough approximation. It doesn't even have to be, oh, it's exactly in front of the Kellogg's box. It could be anywhere within a foot radius of the Kellogg's box.
Yeah, the reason is that in Europe, there's a lot of privacy laws that wouldn't let you basically capture data that tracks a person down to the face level. So you might be, just think about solutions that work in a broader set of places, right? Yeah. So how did you come up with this? Everybody looks at you. All right.
It was an idea. I worked for L'Oréal before, and okay. The fact is they do a lot of marketing campaign, especially L'Oréal, and they put a lot of money in the marketing campaign, but they don't know really how to evaluate the impact of their marketing campaign. So they use they use panelists, and they ask panelists to come to their desk and to see which campaign is more efficient on a few amount of people, but they have no idea of what is the impact of a marketing campaign in the street or in real life. And so that's how I thought how to track the impact of this marketing campaign.
And then at what point do you shift over to the pattern in the store instead of serving? Because what you're talking about now isn't solving L'Oréal's problem; it's solving Target's problem. It's the retail problem, right? Well, how did your logic change through the discussion process? Yeah, thanks.
The fact is, I thought also of the what we do on internet when with cookies you can track the mouse in internet, and so it was the link between marketing and how to track the behavior of people, and so the both make that in the store.
Okay, great. And actually, let me see. Does anyone else have questions before we go on? This is where you're supposed to ask questions. Go ahead. Yeah. How did the boot camp help you?
I guess the boot camp brought us all together and allowed us to collectively form ideas together, and we're all are interested in entrepreneurship, so that what brings us to actually follow through with this project.
Yeah, I can almost take that to say none of the content was relevant. It was just the fact we brought you together.
Well, to be fair, the mentor that we actually had helped us tremendously. He was an utmost value to our team, and he gave us so much. Durgesh,
where's your mentor?
Just saying, he helped us so much. And you guys should check out his own venture. It's amazing.
Right. Okay, great. So the bringing the people, including the mentor and the network, is really important. What else happened? Just, I guess, go on with that. What resonated with you that you heard that matches kind of where you got to so far?
I think what we learned from the boot camp was that you can start from one place, and even though we're a track one team, I think we really pivoted a lot too. This is definitely not where we started off, and we started off with just Valentin and his idea, but then he was able to spark all of our interest during the when he put his idea on the board, and then he was able to first capture our interest, and at first he kind of did an eye tracking thing, so now that's a little different than what we're doing now. So I think just getting us together and really developing the idea that he had into something that we can put onto a presentation.
Fantastic. What's your, okay. Do you have more? No. And what's your next step? Do you have another step after this?
Yeah, I think the next.
All tough questions. go to you, it seems.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the next step is to develop the MVP and to try in one store to see if it really increases the sales of this store and to see what the shop owner want to have like data, because right now we want to provide data, but we don't know which data exactly. So
fantastic. Okay, I think we're good. Any are there questions? All right. Well, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you guys.